Good evening. Hope everybody's had a really good Saturday. I got a break between the last live stream and this one, and I promised some time ago that I would share my actual bloodline. And, you know, this journey I am on is about the truth, getting to the bottom of it. So it doesn't matter where this takes me, as long as the final result is the truth. So I promised to share this with you all. And so finally getting around to it, I had troubles with my scanner. I ended up having to completely reload the software because I started scanning the family line and the scanner stopped midway. And it didn't seem like it should have been a software thing, but it was. After I spent hours trying to figure out what was going on, I unloaded the software and reloaded it. Works fine. So I'm going to share those pages with you all. I saved them in PDF format. And it's quite a list. I've only barely scratched the surface on that list. Who's who. And I have a feeling it's all connected to the M's in my hands. Oh, you can still see I kind of outlined one of my pentacles. I did that. When was that? Earlier today or yesterday? I'm not sure. Anyway, they stay. Anyway, I think it is very tied to what's happening now, why I'm incarnate now. And, you know, I have this feeling that when we do reincarnate, it's inside family lines. So it definitely is something to think about, because some of your religions tell you to thank your ancestors, pray to your ancestors. And there's a reason why they say that. Because I think you do incarnate in the same family lines, very likely. I think it also has a lot to do with people that you meet that you feel like you know them somehow. It's like, do I know you? And you shouldn't know them, but yet you feel like you do. I have a funny feeling it has a lot to do with that too. Anyway, I was going to share those PDFs and a few objects that are from Gaul, France. And for anybody that's interested, is welcome to look up those people that are on the list. It's a long one. I'm on the list. There's one person I know that's not even supposed to be on the list, but they're on the list. So anyway, I'll share screen and we'll do the show and tell thing that we do. So off to the races. Here we go. Okay. This genealogy was put together by Sadie Evelyn Nelson Harris, which was my mother's aunt. Her father's name was Charles Albert Nelson. And it just has some stuff about the state of Texas and things like that. We do have family ties with Blairs and with the Nelsons in Texas too. So that's the first page. Now we'll pull up the second page. And she dedicated this to her cousin, Marion E. Denny. She helped me all the way on the Garner line. She got me started in genealogy and has helped me on several of our crossing lines. I want to thank her for getting to know my family better as well as where I came from. It is something I can pass on to my children and others. That's page 2. Now we'll get to the actual people. And this is an index of the different pages, and these people appear on these particular pages. But I'll just slowly scroll through. Anybody that's interested can, in the future, pause the video to write the names down, whatever they want to research into. Some of you may be related to some of these exact same people. So it may be fascinating. But yeah, there's some interesting names on here. I'll go ahead and make this a little bigger so it can be seen easily. So we're going through the A's. And there's popes and all kinds of people on here. Here's Anne of Russia. Anne Romanus, the second emperor of Constantinople. Let me get my actual list out here because I marked a few of the let's see, it's Merovingian. I don't know. Everybody pronounces it different. I've heard it pronounced like 3 different ways. But let's see. On the first page, I know for sure, as we're scrolling down, I'll show you. Hildegard, Lady Bertha. That is part of that bloodline. And the Queen of Franks, Bertrada, is part of it. So we'll go to the next page. And that top one's B-R-A-M-E-R, Bramer. Bruno Cologne. Capet. Let's see who I've got marked on that page. Oh, yes. Carolman, King of Bavaria. That's part of the line. Many of these people are part of the line. Charlemagne. Like I said, I only just barely tipped the iceberg on this. I'm just starting to do the research. Charles II the Bold. Charles III the Simple. That's my little sister. he's not, Russell Carell is not really on this list because he married into my mother's family, because this is my mother's family, not his. So he's really not technically supposed to be on the list. Okay, go to the next page. Edith, daughter of Edward the Elder, Edward the First, the Elder King of England, Edward the Second, King Henry's son, Edward the Third, Egbert, first King of England, Queen Elizabeth the First, and that's, I think, Goforth on the top one. Hedgewidge is also in that line. And Hildegard. And yeah, this goes all over the map. Czars and stuff in Russia, which is connected, has the Viking connection in there. There's me. There's my older sister. There's my mom. That's her married name. Her maiden name is Nelson. And this is my father. So he really technically shouldn't be on the list as far as being related to these people. I'm going to be researching his line. I just haven't gotten to that yet. And I still need to research my mother's line, because that's my Rosebud Sioux line. But as I found out, on my mother's father's side, there is a Choctaw chief in there. So I need to look into that a little more. You see all the Louis are in here, including Louis the First, the Pious. Charles, the Hammer Martel. He's part of that Merovingian line. Here's Mary, Queen of Scots. And I do know that my family came out of Scotland in 1649. And that year was very significant in Scotland because I believe it was Charles the First was beheaded that year. Top one's Nauton. There's my mother's. Casabianca is my mother's grandfather. This is her father, Charles Albert Nelson. And we've got Otto and Otto the First. Okay, here's some more of that line for sure. Pepin. I think all these people are tied to that line, or most of them. Sir Walter Raleigh. Anybody that smokes knows that name. I guess I should make that bigger. Sorry, guys. Let me scroll back up. There's the Pepin. And there's Romanus. And there's Rurik, the Viking. Here's another Viking. And you'll see how in the coming pages how they tie in. Vladimir, Prince of Russia. William the Conqueror. And last page of the index. Okay. I'll just scroll through this instead of reading it. And you all can watch it on replay and hit the pause to read it if you like. The very corner was cut off on this. That's why I was hoping to get my hands on the original, because there's some things that are missing. I can hear my neighbors outside. And this is my grandfather, Charles Albert Nelson, born July 27th, 1908, Dallas, Texas. Died October 17th, 1966 in Kansas City, Missouri. That's my hometown. That's where I was born. Buried in Mount Moriah Cemetery. The family owned that cemetery, Mount Moriah. It's huge. He's buried in the mausoleum there. There's a great big mausoleum. And that's my mother, her maiden name, Sherry Ann Nelson. Same middle name as mine. And my oldest daughter. There's me. Right there. Close some of these so I don't have tons of them open. Now this is showing some of the US information, but it'll, in the pages preceding this, it'll go overseas. So the following barons signed the Magna Carta. Okay, this links the lines through, there's two different sides. So it'd be the father and who they married. And what line this runs through. Charlemagne married Hildegard. There's Otto, Duke of Saxony, Hedgewedge. These are names that appear in the history. And everything you see down here is part of the Merovingian Guinean or Guian line. Everybody here. There's Pepin, Charles Martel, the Hammer, Bertrada, Queen of Franks, Hildegard, married Charlemagne. This is where the Viking starts tying in. It's through this line. And it actually showed up on my DNA test, interestingly enough. Not a lot, but it's there. I'm just a mutt. And I think it was this king right here, Louis I the Pious, King of France, that sheltered the Knights Templar from the Vatican when the Vatican went after them because they wanted their money. I think that's all that's on that page, and one more. And this just shows where a lot of that information was pulled from. Anywho, I will check chat and see how you guys are doing. Oh, nobody's on. Or that, or my chat's not working. Hard telling. Anyway, I just thought I'd scroll through those and give you guys a peek. So I do have the actual lines that run once they got over in the United States, where they lived, and all that line, basically, including the Native American connection on that side. And so I got a lot of research to do, a lot. But yeah, because in my mom's mother's side, that line, the Rosebud line, and my dad, his side, his line. So it'll be interesting to see what we come up with there, with the last name being Knox, Knox, because I have a funny feeling that's going to be connected to John Knox, very likely. Anyway, I hope you all have a stupendous weekend. I don't know if I'm doing a stream tomorrow or not. Probably not, but we'll see. Anyway, you know the drill. Carry eleison, infinite love out past the stars and back. And remember, stay in your heart space, in your, your true innocence. Be as of a child. Anyway, talk to you soon. Bye for now.